Okay, sorry I'm late. I hope you can hear me. I'm just gonna wait for a couple of y'all to jump on here and let me know. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you can hear me or not. All right, then my internet's been a little bit funny uh lately. I don't know why. And oh, hey Courtney, can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. Are we good? Yes, okay, great. Oh, hey Tasha, congratulations on your new horse. That's exciting. Okay, so hey. So I don't have wine anymore, but I do have a very cool glass I made myself with some iced tea. Little Arnold Palmer. Hey Tiffany. Hey Randy. Oh my gosh, so fun to see everybody. I feel like I just saw you, but then again, I just did. Because can we just talk a second about Jillian Kreinbring? I mean, it was by far one of the best educational events I've ever sat through. And that's like hard. I don't have like ADD or anything, but I mean, it's really hard for me to like not be riding all day long and like riding all the horses before the clinic and then riding all the horses after the clinic and like, wow. I really just could not miss a second of Jillian. She's like my girl crush. She's so smart, and the way she tells stories and like pulls you in, and it's like this personal antidote, and then it's this really scientific way the horse's structure functions, why we need to put it on the bit, which was like music to my ears because I'm always like, please, if you love your horse, please ride it well. Like, learn about how to ride the horse well. And by riding him well, we have to sit well and we have got to put him on the bit properly. And she just, I mean, she's got the skeleton out and she is talking all kinds of big fancy words. And then she makes it completely understandable in total layman's terms. It was awesome. And a lot of my favorite people came, so that was really fun too. Got to see all my faves, so that was great. Um, what else happened? The podcast coming out on Friday is, this whole cancer thing is really like sort of like taking a hold. And yeah, it's just like part of what I need to deal with right now. And so this Friday's podcast is last week's live where I talked about the qualities of being monk-like and being like um, compassionate and calm and accepting, and then also tackling the challenge like a pioneer woman who that's just like a fun story. So if you know anyone who is struggling with things personally, extra big challenges in their life, health, health things, um, they might find that helpful. So share away. And we're going to also release the video. So I think that might be on YouTube. So we'll make sure we share it here and share it with anyone you feel needs a little boost in their life. Yeah, I mean, speaking of what's going on with me, I met with a plastic surgeon today. That went great. After reading the book and then like watching the video, I was like, oof, double mastectomy is like, ugh. And then I met with him and I felt 1,000 times better. So we are gathering information. We're still in the gathering information stage. I just got back from acupuncture, so I was busy doing that. So I'm sorry I'm a little bit late, but I'm just getting my body ready to take on this big battle. And I feel a lot better after meeting with the first surgeon. I meet with a second opinion on Friday, so more shall be revealed. And depending, I mean, I might go to surgery as soon as next Wednesday. So I do know my friend Jackie Brooks, if she's listening out there, she did offer to take over one of these Wednesdays and I don't know, maybe cut her hair or something fun like that. So, anyway, I just again want to thank everyone out there who has reached out. And I have two very special people who've been very, very helpful in helping me navigate this crazy breast cancer journey. And you two know who you are. And I'm very, very grateful for all your advice and listening and everything like that. But, I mean, besides what's happening in Team Tate land, what is happening in the country is the Junior and Young Rider Championship. So I really hope that the weather was okay and they got the VIP tent organized because that was a little scary up there with some bad weather. But I know the horse tents were okay, so that's good. But yeah, it was a little bit, it's like already like a nerve-wracking week. And then to have like bad weather come through and like, I mean, the judges' booths were down. The VIP tent was like blown away. So hopefully everyone was able to stay focused. But I did Young Riders, and so I thought I would just give a little quick, shout out to everyone who's there. And back in my day, when we all used to go to Temple in Chicago, um, they would always give the most amazing welcome party, and we'd always get the most amazing speech in the beginning. And I do want to let everyone know who's there. And if you have students or if you're in here at Team Tate TV, share and have them. We can't really share out of a private Facebook group, but, invite them in so they can listen to it because it's such a special week, and it has a very close, like, I love Young Riders. I've been a coach there. I've ridden there 3 times. It really is just one of the best weeks of the year and just incredibly exciting for everybody and where they're at in their life. And I just always have a couple things to say about Young Riders. So for anyone who's out there doing Young Riders this week, I want to really hit the idea home that you are all winners for even getting there. I remember all the hours sacrificed and the social life sacrificed and the time and the expense and all the lessons and all the build up. I mean, there are so many things that you guys all gave up to even just make the team. And making the team is just an awesome honor. And I want you to all know you're already a winner for even just getting there. So I want you guys to really embrace the moment and enjoy your whole week and a little bit take the pressure off because the hard part of just getting there, you did it. You did it. And there's a lot of other young people in the country that was, close but didn't quite make it, or their horses weren't quite ready or they weren't experienced enough. And so you've already done it. Like you made the team. And now I want you to really, concentrate on having a great time. I do think the whole idea, especially it's a hot topic at the moment of, sportsmanship, teamsmanship, and horsemanship. Um, you know, whether you win or lose, I think it's always important. It's not always who you are when you have that medal around your neck. It's who you are when you don't have that medal around your neck. I mean, everybody's a pretty great winner, but when you don't have the performance you wanted, I want you to think about, can I still act like a champion and behave like a champion, even if I didn't actually win the gold medal this time? This day, I did not win the gold medal, but I really want everyone to think about, like, can I still act like a champion and have the sportsmanship to, even if you don't have your best ride, like you can still support your team members or cheer someone up who's feeling sad, or congratulate the person who had their best ride that day. We all hope and wish we have our best ride that day, but it's also okay if you don't. More stories about that later. But I do think sportsmanship is something that's bigger than that class or that score that day. Um, Really being able to, play like a champion no matter what, and support your team, this whole teamsmanship. That's what's one of the most fun things about young riders and junior young riders is that, you come together with these people you've been competing against this whole time, and now you're all together, and, being able to work as a team and compete like a team and support each other, I think is something you will use for the rest of your life, whether it's in a work situation or you make the Olympic team. Look at Adrian, Sabine, and Stefan, like amazing people who came together. Also, horsemanship. At the end of the day, we are all here because we have the gift to be able to ride and train horses every day. And it's really never their fault. So I want you to really make sure that partnership is always the most important thing for you that week. That no matter what happens, good, bad, or ugly, you love that horse and you honor who they are for them. And that's the thing, like some people are going to have the rides of their life. And then there's going to be other people who don't have the rides of their life. And I guarantee you, it doesn't feel like it at the moment, but it's all going to be okay. We all want to come home with a medal. I mean, I dreamed of winning a medal. I mean, we did one time win a silver medal, team medal, which was awesome. That was my last year. I won't mention any dates because then I'm going to seem really old. But, I always imagined I would win an individual medal. Like that was like my dream. I found a four-leaf clover. I thought for sure this was a sign I was going to do it. And I didn't. And you know what? That was okay too. And I just want everyone to, really think about maybe you already won your gold medal. Maybe your horse has been rehabbing and you took the time and you meticulously took care of that horse. And wow, he made the qualifiers and he made it. That in your own way, that's your own gold medal, you know? And you may have had to raise all the money to go. I mean, it is very expensive to ship horses and the whole week and I mean, it's a big deal. And maybe you had to get an extra job to pay for it. That's your gold medal, and I want you to all think about, um, you know, what did I do to be able to get here and really honor that inside yourself. I think it's also something I think everyone who's been to Young Riders will say, like, we kind of forget a little bit how the performances went, but we will never forget the friendships that we made. I'm still very close with a lot of people, and we all sort of connected through Young Riders. And we're all professionals now, and we all have great relationships and mutual respect. And it all started when we were like 16. So I'm excited for all of you who are there, who are meeting those people for the first time, that in 20 years for you too, they're still going to be your colleagues and your friends. I want you to also think about really just dialing into who you are and just do you. Do you and just ride your horse. My mom and I had this funny thing because it's so easy to get up all up in your head and you're thinking about my horse isn't that fancy, or I don't have that coach, or my coach didn't fly in from Europe, although I don't know how easy that is at the moment with COVID. But I mean, it's like insecurity overload of oh, am I going to be good enough? Is my horse as good as that? Do I ride as good as that? Is she better than me? And my mom would always say before I would go in, just ride. And it sounds so simple. And I mean, of course, things that are profound sound very simple. Of course, none of it is easy. But I want you all to just, again, honor who you are and honor your horse and just ride your horse. Really think about what you did to get there. And we all get a little insecure and want to like, ooh, maybe I should go a little more for it. You really dial into your horse and really concentrate on what he needs you to be and what got you there. And really, it becomes a real exercise in, you know, focusing on who you are and what you've done to get there and to not change that and really commit to that, because that is really important. And again, it's like when you start to get up in your head, I want you to concentrate that you can get back down into your heart, because that's really where your best performance is going to come from, is that love of your horse and the love of the sport. And, again, we always say like, you do you and you do it how you do it and just leave the rest. Because again, at the end of the day, like fancy horses and ribbons will come and go, but these friendships will last forever, as well as these character building experiences that I would love to be able to protect you, all of you, from the hurts and the disappointments that might come. But I will tell you that those character building experiences are going to really serve you well, later in life. Um, I laugh about this story because, not only is one of my best friends, Allie Brock, and she also did Young Riders. The first year I went, I don't think I was totally dead last, but I was very close. Allie Brock, 2016 Olympian, also very close to the bottom. And Jeremy Steinberg was also dead last one year. He came back to, of course, win it. But I mean, it's incredible to think that doesn't define you, or that it isn't a clue into how your life is going to go. You're going to have a great weekend, or you're maybe not going to have a great weekend, and it's all going to be okay. When I think about all those years ago and how many horses I've competed, and it's like 30. That's not even the amount I've trained. That's like how many I've cantered down the center line at Pre-St. George and up is like over 30. And I would have never guessed that, of course, at Young Riders, that I would have this vast amount of experience. But it just goes to show you that it's really about the horsemanship behind the rides, because the ribbons will fade and the thrill of the win will fade, but your ability to focus and build yourself into a true horseman is what's really going to come. And I remember after that first ride, I was pretty upset, and I was just in my horse trailer crying, embarrassed and upset and just all the things. And my mom, she did give me a little while, probably like 20 minutes to like feel sorry for myself. And she was like, okay, well, he needs to eat. So you need to get over yourself and come take care of your horse. And it was not like I was not going to feed him, but I just was wallowing in my self-pity in my horse trailer, because it was not at all how I hoped would go. And, that was a big moment to be like, sometimes you're going to have a great ride. Sometimes you're not going to have a great ride. And no matter what, your horse needs you to take good care of him, no matter what. Because you know what? He doesn't really care that much about the ribbon. He cares that you care about him. And I will never forget that, of always being able to put your horse's needs above your own. And that was a really great, character building experience. And it's interesting, like I'm going through a bit of a health crisis with a breast cancer diagnosis, and I think about all those times I competed at Young Riders, because when you're at Young Riders, like this is the big event. Like this is what you've been working for. This was your goal, and now you're here. And I put all this pressure on myself. And then it like didn't really go great most of the time. And learning from those moments and being able to grow from those moments have actually helped me deal with an actually really serious thing like cancer, that I didn't see coming either. So, I want you to think about that no matter what happens. Take care of your horse, love your horse, and the sun will actually come up tomorrow, even if it doesn't feel like it's going to, even if it was like just a totally disappointing ride. The sun will come up tomorrow. And again, like make it an exercise about focus and commitment to your program. It's really easy to look around and want to get insecure and start to change things up, and make it a focus about that. Make it a focus of, can I challenge myself to do my half halts in the right spot? Can I keep my reins short enough through the test? And can I sit in the best way I know how to sit? Like, can I challenge myself to do that and sort of leave the outcome for however it's going to end? Leave that to when you have focused and committed to how you know how to ride your horse. When you've done the best you can leave it all on the floor. And then the end result kind of doesn't really matter because you already won. And again, love your horse and love yourself and truly enjoy that moment of being there. So I wish you guys all the best of luck. It's such an exciting weekend. I hope you all, above all things, learn a lot and take in the moment. So I have to go get ready for my lecture tonight in the academy. So thank you guys so much for joining and make it a great night. I'll see you soon. Bye.